The big question, I guess, in spring football is like, what do you want to get out of spring football for yourself, right? So, like, what is spring football going to mean for you? Is it just about building chemistry with Garrett and kind of getting on the same page and getting healthy again?
For me, probably just trying to stay healthy. That's been the biggest thing past couple of years for me, just staying healthy. But also just trying to establish myself, because being injured, you kind of out the way. So yeah.
The Oklahoma game last year, is that a really good example of how you can dominate a game or be a big factor in a game?
I mean, yeah, that one in the Baylor game. So I mean, it sucked missing majority of the season with my injury, but those last two games showed who I really am.
You were here for Jaden and how Jaden made a big jump from year one to year two as a starter. What do you think about Garrett going from year one to year two as a starter here?
I mean, there's always going to be growth there, right? And I think he's done the right things to put himself in a good position.
What about this wide receiving core as a whole? You made some big additions in the transfer portal. Looks like you got a lot of weapons there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have new additions. And I mean, all it's going to do is it makes the competition in the room, like it builds the competition in the room. And that's what you want to see, especially in that room. So I feel like we're going to be fine.
There's not a lot of height in the room, though. Does that matter as a receiver? I mean, if you can get open, you can get open. And like, kind of what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if you're beating somebody by 5-10 yards down the field, I don't think it really matters. As long as the band playing at the end of the day, I mean, hey.
So what's the key there? Is it separation? Is it get off? Is it top end speed? Like, I mean, like you're a guy that has a little bit of all that, right? So like, how do you utilize that to get that separation?
It really start at the line of scrimmage for me. Just giving a good release, moving him off of his point, and then after that, my speed to take care of the rest.
Tell me about, you got another burner out there with you now, I guess. Does that help, to kind of split the coverage a little bit more than maybe?
Yeah, it's always good having him out there, you know what I mean? We kind of complement each other in a way, so yeah.
What have you seen in Garrett? Like, I know it's early, right? But like, how much can a guy improve? This is obviously a big year for him.
One thing I would say I've seen is probably his leadership qualities. Just being able to rally everybody together and get us going.
How much of the messaging is about like doing the work now so it pays off later? It does feel like you've got a lot of new pieces that are going to be contributing. So it's like the cohesiveness and the gelling kind of important right now?
I mean, yeah, you always want to have good team chemistry. That's kind of what we're working on right now. And I feel like we're doing a good job.
And Trey Green, we saw in the bowl game how much of a weapon he can be. What do you think he brings to the team moving forward in his second year?
Everything. I mean, I knew Trey since when he was back in high school, so I saw it kind of early, and I knew what he would become, so he really brings everything.
In spring, is it too early to be talking about, team goals and what this team can be, or?
Not necessarily, but the way our approach is, we just want to take things just one day at a time, worry about getting better that day, and then doing it again the next day, and then so forth.
How do the dynamics of y'all's room look early on right now? Obviously, I mean, a guy like Kyron's off to the next level just in terms of who's kind of taking some leadership, who's being vocal, how the new guys are, assimilating into what's going on here.
I feel like we're obviously different guys have stepped up to the leadership roles, and I feel like we're more together as a unit. Like we mesh very well.
You're not the loudest dude, right? So like, how do you go about leading?
I lead by example. I let my work ethic show for it.
Did you learn anything about yourself last year, or the adversity, or how did you come out of last year and having to miss all those games?
I learned that you and God don't operate on the same clock. You know, I mean, I went from high to low real quick, and like it wasn't a part of my plan, but it was a part of his. And even when I came back, you so pressed to go out there and try to make plays because you know that's who you are. But he still told me, nah, not just yet. And then you saw the last 2 games. So I mean, really just you gotta have faith in God. That's what I say.
How do you block out the noise when people start grumbling about injuries and so forth?
I mean, it wasn't easy. I mean, I was getting criticized when I was hurt. I wasn't even playing. Got criticized when I came back. And I really had to tell myself, I don't play for them. I play for someone higher. And all I asked was that his will be done. And it was. So that's kind of what I had to tell myself.
Yeah, like there was the negative side of it, but then there was also like our side of it, where we were just watching you every game, every pregame, you know, like seeing what you're doing, what you're wearing in your shoe. Like, did you ever like laugh about that? I mean, like it was like Chris Hilton watch. Like, what's happening this week?
I mean, at times, yeah. Because like I said, I knew what was going on. But, I mean, looking back on it, I wouldn't change it. Like, I feel like it happened for a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet. But like I said, I have faith in God, and He gonna lead me the way.
How do you feel right now?
I'm good. I'm fine, 100%, no problems. I'm good.
I mean, are you pushing it? Do you feel like you're pushing it, or is that really beyond you and you're 100%?
I'm 100%. Like I'm straight.
You guys had a couple transfers on wide receiver before. How do you feel like they're kind of acclimating into your group?
They're doing fine, you know. I mean, obviously, just like with any change, whether you have it in the staff or a new room, your biggest problem might come with the playbook. And right now, they're still learning the playbook, but they're doing a good job picking it up, so we'll be fine.
So this is year 5, right?
Yep.
So this is it no matter what, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So did it go by fast? And how do you view being a 5th-year guy now?
Yeah, it went by pretty quick. But like I said earlier, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah.